Maligdora Armco is meeting with a broker of information. We do not yet know what information he seeks, but we know it is dangerous. The great pillar of Narbondel's light and heat travel upward as the day rises on the surface world, then down again as night falls. Maligdora will meet this broker at midnight, so you must also be present then. Wait until Narbondel's light reaches its nadir, then go into the Duthcloim district and find Maligdora and this broker. Find out what information he seeks.
The price you have demanded is paid, fiend.
So it is. And a pretty price indeed. More than you expected to pay, I think.
Less than you believe. She was of no consequence to me.
As you say, and perhaps even as you believe.
And the information?
Yes, of course, that. I do know where the Eye of Adren lies, and when it lies, which is always, of course.
My patience wears thin, Cavarl. Tell me.
Very well, very well. It lies at the bottom of the Claw Rift, where it has sat for more than a century.
We are not alone. We are being watched. Assassins! Kill them! Painfully! I have more important matters to attend.
It is good that you've returned, my friend. But unfortunate that Maligdora saw you. Now he knows your face and at least suspects your allegiance. Up to this point, your subtle profile, at least regarding Bragan Dareth, has been to our advantage. Alas, no longer. Maligdora has many resources at his disposal, and there is no shortage of knives for hire in this city. Take care in the coming days. He will surely send assassins to silence you. But enough of this dire talk. Your mission was a success. So, Maligdora is seeking the Eye of Adren. I know not what it is, but that will sort itself out. In the meantime, we have a hint of where it may be. Thanks to you. Well done once more, my friend. Maligdora is the weapons master of House Barrison de Larmgo. For centuries, that house, the second house of the city, a true power, has favored such large, muscular drow as their weapons masters. Be wary, though. He is more intelligent, more cunning than you might expect. Glory! Only glory! He is a creature composed of pride, flesh and bone. Perhaps a true believer in the ways of Loath, because that is his path of ascension. He revels in the coming storm, for he thinks himself unbeatable, and not without reason. Glory is there to be plucked. In a more immediate sense, it seems he is looking for a weapon with which to strike a decisive first blow. Not very much, I'm afraid. He is undead, that much is clear, and he is selling his knowledge to Maligdora. Beyond that, I have no information, only suspicion. I believe Cavarl was once a noble of a great house of Menzoberranzan. If this is true, his name has been stricken from all records I have access to. I cannot say more at this time. It seems some of my friends have been detained while on a somewhat important mission. Normally, I would not bring such a minor crisis to you, but it so happens that their mission is relevant to your own. You see, they were transporting certain, artifacts across the Duthcloim district. I would like you to secure my friend's release. They're being held by a group of loyalists in the Duthcloim district. If I am ever in need of rescue, I shall call on you, my friend. Not that such an occurrence is likely, of course. but I am glad to see you freed my captured friends. My friends who were accosted in the Deathcloyne district had their cargo confiscated, but my sources tell me it has not been moved far. It seems the Loyalists are hiding the goods somewhere in the Deathcloyne district. Find the cargo and return it to me. There is something there which we need if we are to stop Malagdoro Armco from achieving his ends. Ah, good! You've brought back my wayward cargo. Excellent work. And as promised, I have here a somewhat special item. The Mind Bleeder. This is the tool by which we will find the Eye of Audron before Malagdoro can acquire it.
The pathway Jarlaxle used to bring you here is one of the lesser patrolled routes to the Whispering Outpost. It is imperative that we check the cliffs of the starless sky regularly and keep them clear of any eyes that may catch sight of the blaspheme's operations there. Can I count on you to clear the caverns, check for traps, and dispatch of any creatures lying in wait? The cliffs of the starless sky are clear, for now anyway. Excellent work. It seems we can always count on you. We've got a problem on our hands. A beholder claiming to be a physical manifestation of Gizemnid has made his way into a nearby cave. He seeks access to the illicit hive mind and is demanding we turn over all artifacts in our possession. Given the situation in Menzoberranzan, we cannot afford such a distraction. If this aberration truly contains the power of the gas giant, then we're dealing with a deity. If ever there was a time for you and your friends to live up to your reputation as heroes of Neverwinter, that time is now. You mean to tell me the Beholder was an actual manifestation of Gizemnid, and you defeated him? Your skill never ceases to amaze me. Here, I managed to scrounge up a little something for you.
This dagger, if used correctly, can extract thoughts and memories from a target, willing or otherwise. It is nearly out of power, and I've not found a way to replenish it. But it should have enough for one more use. The information broker Kavarl says the Eye of Audron is in the Claw Rift. So to the Claw Rift you must go. Find a denizen of that place which may have encountered this artifact, and use the Mind Bleeder to extract the information. Bring me the dagger holding the memory, and I will retrieve the information we need. The dagger is veritably glowing with information, is it not? Perhaps too much? Perhaps enough to drive one mad, should one choose to press into their temple and allow the memories to flow over them, like this. Ah, and there we are. The Eye of Audron, which does seem to have driven our kobold friend quite mad, is far down the Claw Rift in the ruins of a fallen house, which, if my own memory serves, as it always does, would have to be House Obladra itself. A cursed place indeed. So now we know where the artifact is. We must prepare, quickly, to retrieve it. It so happens an acquaintance of mine has recently arrived in Menzoberranzan, who may be able to assist with this. My longtime friend and ally has arrived in Menzoberranzan, and I fear he is more suitable to the task at hand than I am. Go meet Driz Doerden, the famous ranger. He will escort you to the bottom of the Claw Rift, to House Obladra itself, and will recover the Eye of Audron.
Well met. I had not expected to find many peaceful moments here in Menzoberranzan, and the city has lived up to my expectations. We must prepare ourselves for the coming journey. The Claw Rift is a dangerous place, even by the standards of the Underdark. Menzoberranzan is a prison. I am fortunate to have escaped. It is my hope that someday this place can be cast open its citizens freed from their captor. But until then, I merely seek to help those who wish to escape. That which happens here will flow forth through the realms. The rumblings of conflict within the city have drawn much attention. I am here to do what good I can, while I am able, for as many people as possible. The battle lines have been drawn in stone because of the heresy of House Bainray on the surface, and Loth will respond strongly. It is possible she will come to Menzoberranzan herself, if she is not here already. There are many rifts and chasms within the city, but none so deep and deadly as the Claw Rift. The tunnels of the lower Underdark empty into its depths, and creatures large and small crawl out. All sorts of horrible things, but mostly kobolds in honesty. The Drow have for centuries exploited the kobold clans that dwell among the cliffs of the Claw Rift, taking them as prisoners, as fodder for their armies, or merely for use as sport. Very rarely, when I was young, much of the Claw Rift was controlled by House Obladra, a mysterious and dangerous noble house of Menzoberranzan, feared by all. So there was no reason for me to go there. Now, in my return, I have no desire to be in the Claw Rift unless absolutely necessary. I'm making my final preparations for the descent to House Obladra, and so should you. The Claw Rift is dangerous, growing more deadly the deeper you descend, and the ruins of the fallen house will be far down indeed. When you are ready, make your way into the Claw Rift. I will meet you there. Together, we will find this artifact, this weapon, before Malagdoral Armgo can seize it for himself.
For cursing me.
There is something strange about this place. An energy I've felt before, but cannot place. Move swiftly, but with caution.
Ah, the interloper returns. Too bad you've gone the wrong way. Perhaps you should try walking backwards. You'll arrive more quickly that way. Oh, you've come so far. Hurry! The large one is 16 steps ahead of you. Well done, well done. You found my eye, but unfortunately, your effort is wasted. The eye is, after all, my own.
Is only the beginning.
Even as I fall, your victory shall prove fleeting. You are feeble-minded, fool. The eye will destroy you completely.
You did well in there. Only a truly strong mind could survive the onslaught of that place. And now we have this Eye of Audron, this weapon Malagdoral sought. I know not what it is for, but I am glad it did not fall into his hands. An artifact, it seems. It has a psionic power about it, which certainly makes sense given its location within House Obladra, a house known for its psionicists. I suppose it was one of their sources of power, though what it actually does, I cannot know. No, but Jarlaxle believes it can be useful, and I do not doubt him. I've no intention of wielding it, and I suggest you act with caution if you do try to use it. But I see no reason it needs to be destroyed. At least, not yet. Something about that place, the eye itself perhaps, or the extant psionic energy of the dead house, I know not which, was reaching into our minds to pull out memories and wield them against us. You did well to keep your wits about you in such a place. She took the form of my wife, Catti Bree, but it was not her, merely a shade of her. When she spoke, She spoke not with Catibree's voice, but with the voice of another, with the voice of Loth herself. I do not know. Perhaps it was a trick of the magic of the Eye of Adren, or perhaps Loth herself reached through the shade to address me. In the end, I do not see much difference. I must attend to other business, here in the city and elsewhere. You should take the Eye of Adren to Jarlaxle. The tensions simmering in Menzoberranzan have not erupted into war, yet. In no small part due to your actions. But the crisis is not yet over. Jarlaxle will continue to work to stave off open war, and, if you are willing, you should help him. Farewell, friend.
The Eye of Adren recovered at last. Well done indeed. There is more work to be done here in the city. Stay a while, if you will. You've proven your worth many times over, and I could always find good use for one such as you.